together. Community, working with each other, doing dinners every Friday, putting the phones down and discussing the chess moves in the play. See, us as black people, we're fragmented. You can't do nothing fragmented. Can't do nothing jealous and envious. Now, this is not gonna go viral because I got a Jewish daughter, so relax. Latinos, the Latin community, they don't move as a fragmented race and culture. That's why they own everything. That's why they buying up all of the businesses. The Asian community, they don't move as a fragmented culture. That's why they buying up everything. Now, white people got that same blueprint. And yet, this is what's scary, boys and girls. We are the most powerful, influential race, period. Not by net worth, not by politics, culture. You know how many things has been done to us to beat the shit out of this smile, and I'm still smiling. The resilience of black culture after every attempt to kill and literally get rid of us, wipe us off the face of the fucking earth, and we still smiling, still in the videos dancing, still influencing what they're wearing, what they're doing, what the direction that they're deciding to move in. We not watching them the way they watching us, but they got their shit together, so they always gonna win. Why we mad though? Don't keep talking about the Jewish community. Be inspired by what happens when they link up. What you mad at? Get some. Have you ever won a Super Bowl by yourself, Shannon?
No.
Have you ever won a game by yourself?
No.
No? All black people on the same NFL team, right?
I mean,
right?
Sometimes I felt like I'm playing by myself.
Yeah, I understand.
I just can't.
But it was still about 17 of y'all niggas on that line, though. Even though you was the star. It takes a team. Now, the world you come from, which is interesting, similar to my world, but very different. You have white ownership. They're standing on a united front. Now, keep in mind, before y'all get all worked, I don't have a racist bone in my body. I'm trying to tell y'all some uncomfortable truths, and these truths might be uncomfortable because you're like, who the man ain't I'm talking to you, goofy ass, fragmented ass person, okay? The NFL own all the teams. The NFL own the NBA. But we, as black culture, are running up and down that basketball court, and once we get our shit together, we win championships. We get the rings. We get to come home with the gold from the Olympics. We didn't pay for our salaries. We don't own the planes that the teams are being transported on. We don't own the arenas or the stadiums. But if we, as black culture, which take up the majority of black sports, if we were fragmented, we wouldn't win shit. So we come together and we get on the same, we huddle, we talk, we practice, Shannon.
Yeah.
We create the algorithm and we kill everything in its path for those teams that win the championship, that win the Super Bowl. There's a lot of white people on these teams as well. But we take up the majority. And yet we are the minority. We are the majority.
Yeah.
But we're the minority. So how, I'm asking you, all the agents, all the managers, all the lawyers in Hollywood, all the heads of all of the studios, don't keep attacking Jewish people because they got their shit together, man. Don't, all the press, the media, the news outlets and all that everybody's got this big problem with. They own it, they run it, they operate it, they control it, whatever that might be. What's the problem? You mad at a community of people that got their shit together? You had your shit together on the football field. That's why y'all won.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The days y'all didn't have y'all shit together, you lost. You never won one single game by your team. You might have ran the most yards. You might have gotten the most touchdowns. You might have took over all the highlight reels. But you were still on that football team with your whole squad. Would you agree?
I'd agree.
Okay, so guess what? Go out there and try and fly solo all you want. You ain't gonna get shit. So why get mad at them for having their shit together? This gonna be controversial, but I'm gonna say it. Would you?
There you go, Tyrese. Was he speaking facts? I'm gonna go with you, Hakeem. I'm gonna go out to you. Was Tyrese speaking facts? What's your take on it, brother?
That nigga dumb as hell. He's not
Really?
rooted in no. Yeah, he's intellectually retarded. He's just pandering.
Be careful with the R word, Hakeem.
My bad. My bad. He's intellectually stupid. Let me break something down to you. How can you get something done when you have obstacles in front of you? I can go back to the 1800s from the Homestead Act, or we can talk about neo-colonialism and all that. This nigga forgot system oppressed, Jim Crow laws, and all this shit that still affect us. I read. That nigga don't read. This is why Malcolm X said, stop listening to niggas in suits who don't really do this. He need to just go back to singing. Somebody paid him to do that. Redlining. Poor funding for schools. You think we did that? Stopping us from moving where we want to move. Stopping businesses. Putting us out of business. Get our shit together. We've been doing that, homie. This that pull yourself by the bootstraps conversation I always hear. He sounds smart to a dumb nigga. You can't say nothing to a nigga who read and who understands internal colonization, neo-colonialism, shit that really stops us. I don't listen to dudes like that. I go listen to somebody who has a PhD in economics and stuff like that. We're economically stressed. Yes, they own the teams in football. They've been owning it for the last 100 years. They won't even let us buy a football team.
Good point.
I was gonna say it's like they barely got Magic Johnson, who's a partner of the Washington Commanders. Barely.
They didn't want to let him buy the LA Clippers. They was giving him pressure.
Yep.
You know how many people tried to buy communities and homes and things were being them still down south, Mississippi, which is Jackson, Mississippi, which is one of the poorest cities in America. On the other side of Jackson is a rich white neighborhood. They control most of the resources. They control the businesses, the factories, and all that. You say pull yourself up by the bootstrap and get your shit together. I don't listen to niggas who ain't really doing the work. Please sing a 7 o'clock. That's what I want you to hear. I want to hear lullabies. I don't want you to hear speak on no black issues. You don't even date black. Goofy.
I can't feel very passionate on what Tyrese said, but before we go there, shout out to C. Rising Soul Sapphire Gray for gifting 5 people. Shout out to you, sweetheart. She gifted NT, the House of Pearl. Shout out to NT. You are now a member. Jin. Hey, Jin is also a member of the Chaoscultureradio family. Tip, it's Tip or Tip and Trip. Shout out to him. I don't even know who that is. Shout out Mrs. Cisse. I know who that is. You are also gifted. And C2U is also gifted as well. See, Hakeem, there's a lot of people that rock with us. Shout out to Kareem Stevie also being in the building. Shout out to you, sweetheart, always coming through, showing us love and support. We really do greatly appreciate it. I love Sapphire. Sapphire C blesses everybody channel. And that's why she's going to be blessed herself. That's why, guys, you got to go over there and support my sister. She's Rising Soul, guys. Make sure y'all go into support her, because he support everybody else. No, Hakeem, I'm not gonna lie. I do agree with him and some sentiment in what he's saying, and also you as well. I think he did really fully do his homework, because in the 60s, black people did come together and we did win. Certain things happened, certain things occurred that stopped us from getting to that threshold. And I think when it coming from his concept, because remember, he's hanging with a lot of powerful people, and he see how they're coming together, they're making things happen, and he want the same thing for black people. It's okay to be passionate in the aspect of, okay, let's try to do better, let's be better, let's start complaining about other races of people, and let's go out there and win. I think right now we're in the position right now as black people, there's a lot of opportunity that right now there's a lot of wealthy black people than it was back there in the 60s 40s, and 50s. There's way more wealthy black people. If they could just come together the same way the Jewish community come together, the Spanish community come together, the Asian community come together. I can we talk about that a lot. So I don't
No,
think
we
he's
do.
wrong on being passionate and say, hey, let's stop complaining, let's make things happen. Go ahead, my brother.
No, you're right. I agree with that part, but I don't want him to think that we don't have obstacles. They don't have no obstacles.
I
What
disagree because I
obstacle?
remember at one point the Asian people was attacked
No, no,
into
no, no,
the Biden side of bill to make
no,
them
no.
be
He
rejected.
was talking about the untouchables. He was talking about the untouchables. He say
But the
what?
Untouchable at one point they had challenges because remember you go back to
That's back
Germany,
in their home country. That's back in their home
you
country, not
know,
in the USA. I
with
want to
Adolf.
the US.
And,
That's back in their home country. Here we've been having problems since we stepped on this place. And I'm saying the only time we do better is when we come together by ourselves and we just do our own thing and don't worry about doing
But
nothing.
remember that we saying let's do our own thing.
I
Let's
understand that, but
go
he
not
needs
just
to be
stay
careful what he
stay.
said because he's pandering to them. He's pandering to them. He make it seem like
I don't think so. I think he want black people to understand and get the example of
what
what the other races of people are doing, and we can learn from them. They're giving us the blueprint. Hey, we could come together, stop fighting one another. Especially, I came right now. We got black men fighting against black women fighting against black men.
I
If we could
understand.
stop all of that and say, hey, let's just come
Oh,
together, let's go out there and win the bag. We will
that
win the
you're
bag.
right. That's an internal fight that we got to get to. But as far as economic situations, that's something that we have oppressors. You know, there's black women who's been trying to buy companies, Fortune 5, it's
Yes,
all over here, and they've been blocked. Some of them say, we're not going to let you buy it by yourself. We want to partner in on you. They don't even want to let them do it themselves. And how hard it is for him to get there. So I'm saying, he says, Hakeem, too many of us seek proximity and don't want to support. That's 100%.
yes.
I agree with.
But we deal with it. But Hakeem, in our age, we deal with a lot of jealousy. Like for example, I'm just use Ashton for example. Let's say the channel blows up. There's gonna
Ooh,
be somebody on the left side that's black. It's gonna be jealous of him. Say Ashton's not good enough. We need to shut down his channel. Same thing when it comes to chaos. Same thing. If we
yeah,
become big, it's gonna be somebody on the left field say, "Well, look at them guys. Them guys not that intelligent. They shouldn't even get a bigger platform." It's gonna be always jealousy
I,
on our part, and that's our issue. We
I
jealous of
agree.
one another.
I agree with you. You really open up. You really open up a can of worms in this space. It's a good example on how we're fragmented.
Correct.
You're right about that. This is a
That what he's
microcosm.
saying.
This is a micro, but still, the thing is that obstacle is us. We're not economically challenged here. We could come together and blow this thing up, but they call that infighting. That's between brothers and sisters. We got to get that together. But when you're trying to compare us to people who doesn't have the same oppression, not saying they didn't go through stuff, they did, but that was somewhere else, not here. You know what I'm trying to say? Yes, you got some people who don't like them and stuff like that, but here, black women, black men go through an extreme things just to try to reach it to another economic level. And the only way for us is to not be fragmented. We don't have to be all that. We could just build everything our own on ourselves.
Think about it. How can we be the most populated people on this earth and cannot be able to get along when you have small group of people coming together and they winning? Is something wrong with us in the mental? It's a mental state problem.
But who put that in our head? Because before we didn't
Bro,
have it. Before we didn't have a problem with loving each other. A lot of us generally love each other. But who put that in our head to say that you're light
um,
skinned, Roni? I don't like you.
no, but
You're
some of them is American concept, and sometimes it's just life itself. Because I can't
you.
say the same thing for the Africans, because the Africans roll together, the Haitians roll together, whether people like it or not.
They still in fight too. Them niggas ain't going nowhere
No, but
either.
they still roll together though.
Them
You
niggas
know
ain't
that to
going
be true.
nowhere.
But you know how can I you know the Haitians still roll together. You got
They roll
you
together
got army on
when it's time for a
Africans still
party.
roll together.
When it's time for a party and a Guinness, they ain't trying to build
I
no
agree.
economic on.
I agree with you. Some infighting, especially in some Africans. I know there's some infighting in Nigerians and back in the countries Nigeria. There's a lot of infighting in
Yeah,
Africa that we don't talk about. That's not
Edo.
talked about enough too. But I want to say this too. Does
Shout out
Tyrese
to
have
Javar
some
in the
type of
building,
point?
also Shashi Bomb. Go ahead.
Shout out Shiesty Bum. Does Tyrese has a point in a certain sense? Yeah, sure. You know, when it comes to coding, as you know, as black people, there's sometimes we don't have. There's not a lot of coding. Us really sit together sometimes. But for me, you know, like I said, when I got off of Michigan, and really trying to explore. You know, lived in Miami, live here in Los Angeles, and everything. You know, from what I see and everything. I don't see we really have a big problem with that when it comes to being jealous with other communities or anything like that. Are other communities doing way better than us? Absolutely. When it comes to the Asians, especially here, I see a lot of Koreans. We go to Koreatown or other parts of the cities where they have their own banks, they have their own hospitals and everything. Can we get to that point? Do we need to be more coded and really sit together so we can have our schools, our hospitals, and banks and everything? Absolutely, everything. And we do have, black banks, and other things, when it comes to the black community, restaurants and everything. But do we need to continue to be more coded and build more of that? Absolutely, absolutely. But uh, I do, Hakeem, I do agree that we're it's not as black people we're not it wasn't just us really finding together. There we did have problems centuries ago when it comes to slavery, when it comes to Jim Crow, red lighting, and everything. And it's like I said, it's a real big problem. Like I said, we had to overcome a lot of these things too. And also, when you live, in the hood and everything, when it comes to not having enough money, not having food to eat and everything, just living in poverty and everything. That's a lot of anger. That's kind of a mindset in that type of communities. And when you do that, and when you live there, and for some people, some their mindset kind of comes off as attacking another black person and everything because you went so much into you're in a hostile environment in that way, and and then like I say, once you hit that mindset, it's kind of really hard to change that mindset because you just see so much around like black communities, which is kind of negative, and it's really programmed and everything, and it programs you so much that that's the only thing you see, and that's the only thing you worry about and everything. And some people are so comfortable living in that environment, they don't want to go out and look at the positivity of what black people can do and everything, because there's a middle class black family in certain cities, not just America, who are doing well or that's coded together. There also black elites in certain cities when it comes to like Washington, DC, Atlanta, parts of Dallas, Texas. I think it's Cedar Hill, parts of cities in Maryland that there are black elites who are making six figures who are doing coding as well. There are black people continue to open up businesses, small businesses and everything. Continue opening black banks and everything. But when it comes to like schools, when it comes to like hospitals and everything like that, it takes, I think for us, as a community, a black community, it takes a group of us together to really invest, and we can build on that too. And also being educated of how to have a successful bank, how to have a successful hospital, how to have a successful food like that. And like I said, don't be minded. Look at other communities, how when it comes to Asians and white communities, how are they doing it so well? What type of, what can we, do with that book to do so well as well? And I also think it's important, when it comes to, when it comes to banks as well and other stuff where to help the black community, I think it's important, to help donate, some of these businesses to help, um, make sure that these businesses are really can stand to worth standing and everything, because when it comes to other other communities, they do donate to certain facilities to make it keep upgrow. One thing about colleges and everything, you see a lot of rich people who come out of colleges. When it comes to these big colleges, they donate back to their colleges. When it comes to the HBCUs, we really don't do that. And I feel like people that come out of HBCUs who be successful doctors, successful lawyers, and all things like that, make sure you put that money that you came from and put it back into the community and everything. I don't see we don't do a lot of that as well, because if we do that, when it comes to being a successful, when it comes to HBCUs, you could have better dormitory, you could have add build better facility your schools when it comes to doctors and everything, all that type of things. So it's very, very important to, I ain't being a delusion. I don't know what Sashi Bum and Sugar today. I don't know what the hell she been going on this week. I don't know what's wrong with her. She been
She get tired of you, Jordan.
don't be sick of telling me. Well, first of all, let's talk about it. The Sugar Bum, Sashi Bum. So it's important. Like I said, I'm at PA all day. But the thing is, with these two brothers, even though they're Haitians, there's still a code. We're still coded in the way. We're still black. And the thing is like I can still work with these people because we all about the black community. You know, I like I said, and that's why I work. That's why I've been working with these people working with Ronnie and Hakeem for 2 to 3 years, 4 years now, because we all have the same mindset of what we're trying to do to build a successful business and everything. You know, if I work with with Haitians, or I work with Nigerians, if any other black people, as long as that we're coded, it's totally fine with me. You don't see me, talk about their history of negative about them because they don't talk negative about me and everything like that. I've never been in that environment that of any other diaspora has been negative by me like that. Have I seen it happen before? Yes, but not towards me. If it happens towards me, then I will address it. But when it comes to me working with Ronnie Hakeem and how coded we are, like I said, when it comes to the mindset, I know about their culture, but it comes to that mindset, which we are hooked on. It's totally fine with me. Totally fine with me. And that's where he is right now. And that's where we at. So the top what Sugar Money you talking about, I don't want to hear all that. Do not want to hear all that. But when it comes to that mindset, if you're coding mindset, it's cool. I'm cool with that.
Okay, Jordan, snap it. I like it.
Shashi Bum, we'll just say this: they're not foundationally black. They are black, but they're not foundationally black. I'm foundationally black.
No,
and we're not tethers.
No, but
right.
Don't pass me.
They're not tethers.
I am black because I date y'all black women, so I am black.
And the thing is, Shashi Bum, I know you talk about that tether talk. Are there tethers out there? Absolutely, but the thing is, tethers are not on code with black people. They care about.
Don't go easy on Shashi Bum. Go in on Shiesty Bum, man. I like this joint.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
When it comes to tethers, there are tethers out there.
In the
These are not tethers. They rock with us, Shiesty Bum. So I don't know what you talk about. I know what tether talk is about.
Black is an American term. It's non-black, can't be Shiesty. We know that's an American term. That was made up. The word black, it was made up by your man Jesse Jackson. Is that correct, Hakeem?
Yeah.
When he was trying to run for president?
Yeah.
So we know that already. It's a made-up term. But at the same time,
hey,
we brought together. We're one. Go ahead.
Before we was black people, we was called Negroes.
Yep. Correct.
So what's the problem with that?
Actually, I've been trying to figure out what the tether for a very long time. Go ahead. Go ahead.
A tether is somebody from another diaspora. If you're a Haitian, if you're an Islander, if you're a Nigerian, if you're not a Black American, if you're not coded with a Black American, then you are considered a tether because it's like you're rocking a Black American. You're rocking like culturally, you're rocking a Black American stuff, but you're talking back to them. You're doing negative things to the Black American and everything. So that's what tether is. If you do anything that you're rocking their culture, but you also be negative about that culture, that's really tether talk. But my thing is, it's like when it comes to Hakeem and Ronnie, they're not tethers because they're rocking with the Black community. They want to see the Black community do good. If there's some things that are
I also invest in a lot of Black businesses. Like I literally buy product. Me and Hakeem, we go to Black events. Y'all don't understand. I date y'all women, Black women, very loyal to Black women. As Hakeem, most of my women have been Black American, Asian, but Black.
So you know what I would do, Shashi Bum? If I ever see Tariq Nassim in these streets, which he does go to the museum right now, I will be recording and telling him what's the meaning of tether talk. Because Tariq Nassim, his museum is right down the street. If I can get a chance to talk to him for a man 1 or 2 minutes and really explain about tether talk, if I can get this man that I can record and really push